Mr. P has just started working at his first video game and chose to use Unity for it. He starts following some tutorials and manages to make some progress, but in the end, he doesn't end up releasing the game. The time was not totally wasted because he was able to learn some new things, but he could have learned so much more if he used his time like Adonis. Adonis doesn't need a game engine to make a game. He doesn't even need a keyboard. He writes the code in binary directly into the memory chip. So when Adonis made his first game, he made it from scratch, and while both Adonis and Mr. P didn't release their first game, Adonis learned much more things in the process. One of the disadvantages of using a game engine is that you get significantly less programming experience while developing your game. And you should realize that most games that you make won't be released, so the only value that you get from making those games is mostly learning. Sure, it depends on the use case, and you can totally just stick to using a game engine your entire life and get very good at it, but I enjoyed more writing systems than learning how to use pre-made ones. In this video, I'll briefly talk about how I ended up making my own game engine, how to use it, and hopefully help you if you want to follow the same path as I did. Because if you also want to make your own game engine, but you don't have experience, I was also in your position. Pika engine is actually my bachelor's degree thesis, and if you want more details about it, I have this video where I first talk about it, or this video where I make a 3D game in it. I got max grade on my thesis, but now I won't have time to work on it because I have to finish my Steam game. So I thought I would mark the completion of the beta for this engine by releasing a simple introduction video on how to use it. I like the visual aspect of Unity, but dislike the fact that I wasn't able to write my own game loop. So for most of my games I would just make the game from scratch. While thinking about my bachelor's thesis, however, I came up with this engine idea. What if I make an engine where you just write code from scratch, but it is also extremely easy to write your own editor and integrate it with the existing features of the engine? So this is how Pika was born. You have what are called containers, and in a containers you can make your game or make the level editor using ImGUI. You can also pause the containers, go back in time, record the input and recompile the code. If you want to see how that was made, check out this video, but if you want to make a container, these are the steps. Copy this demo container. This is where your game will be. Then add it here, and also here if you want it to be present in the release build. Here you have to specify some information about the container. And finally, you can write your create and update functions. You can open the container from here, and when releasing the game, you'd set this flag here to true. It is worth mentioning that if you want to use the hotcode reloading feature, you can simply use IOStream or fstream stuff. You have to do ugly things like this, but this is why I already provided the functionality in the engine. Also, you have to use new or deletes, not malloc or free. There are many things to cover, but I don't want this video to take too long. So if anyone would like to try, you can ask me more things directly on my Discord server. It took me 3 to 4 years of learning 3D programming to get to this level. So, while it is definitely difficult, I think that it is doable. So if you'd also want to try but don't know where to start, I have some YouTube videos like this one where I basically try to point you to the resources that you need to make a game engine, start learning C++ for game development, or help you with CMake. Until then, I'm very happy with how my engine turned out, and I will definitely make some games using it in the future. So if you are excited to see that, smash the subscribe button so you don't miss it, and comment Among Us or Stefan will come to your house tonight. See you!